Hello everyone, welcome to the 7th video of Module 2. Here you are going to understand this concept of how you can take user inputs in your code. So let's say you are writing a code and there is some kind of a problem where you need to take some kind of inputs from anyone who is running your code and save that data in some kind of variable. So for that, what is the command in Python through which you can achieve this kind of things? And by default, what is the data type of the output by using this kind of input command? We are going to learn about these things in this video. So let's get started. Now I'll just create one more text cell, give a heading as user inputs. Okay. So what we are trying to do over here, we are going to run a command in Python that is going to allow users to give some kind of input. Okay. So what's going to happen? I'm going to use a command called input, and now that input, if I'm going to run, see, it's creating this kind of a text box where you can give any kind of input that you want and store it in a particular variable if you want. Okay, for now I'm not storing it anywhere. I'm just trying to get an input. It's not going to do anything. So I'm going to stop this run. Okay, I just clicked on this. It's saying keyboard interrupt because I manually stopped it by myself. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to store it with some kind of a variable over here. Okay, for example, let's say I'm trying to ask name of the user. So I can give this kind of a variable name, username. Okay. Now, if I'm going to write this kind of input, it's going to give an empty text box. Now, if I want to give some kind of description so that users are able to understand what kind of data to give, then you can have this kind of a string information that enter your name like this. And now if I go ahead and run this code, see how beautiful it's asking for the name. Now user can simply go ahead and give, for example, my name is Rohan, so I'm going to give Rohan and press enter. And now if I look into, I'll just give a comment over here, use input to take user inputs. And just like this, I could have also come over here and check the type of variables by using type command, right? This kind of descriptive comments are always recommended. Now user name has been given as Rohan. If I want to check how it looks like if I'm trying to print this, it's simply going to take this username equal to Rohan. That's what we have done. That's all about it, right? And now what if I check about the data type? Can you go ahead and guess what kind of type is this kind of username going to have? Because it's a text data, we expect this to be a string. It's as expected that we got a string. Now what happens if I'm going to code and ask user to input their favorite number? Okay, I'm again going to give a comment to this code first of all, that is displaying the variable and its type given by the user. Now asking user to input their favorite number. So again, let's say I'm creating some kind of a variable to store this information. User fav number, something like this. And asking as an input, I am asking let give or enter your favorite number. Okay, I run this. So again, it's asking user to give their favorite number. Let's say they are giving 7 because my favorite number is 7 and I assume most of your lucky number might be 7 as well, right? I don't know why 7 is very lucky. I'll just hit enter, and now again go ahead and display the variable and its type given by the user. And now if I'm printing first of all my user fav number, it should display 7. And after this, if I'm going to print the type of this user fav number, look into the output, it's still a string. So what is happening over here? The way that we are calling this input command that is inbuilt in Python, it automatically converts any kind of data that is given by the user into a string format. It automatically converts any kind of input given by the user in that text box into the string format, even if it's a number. We just looked into that. So let's say if you want this number to be converted into some kind of a numeric format, either let's say integer or a float, what you do is you try to convert this kind of data type into integer format or a float format. How we can do this? I'll explain that in the next video. Alright guys, so that's it about this particular video, and I hope that you were able to grasp this concept of, let's say if you are giving your code to someone and if they're going to run the code and if you want them to give some specific inputs, then how you can achieve this thing with respect to this input command in Python. And make just one thing very clear in your brain, that the output of this code or the output of this input command will always give you the type in string. Okay, even if it's a number, even if it's a any kind of characters, it will always be in the format of string. That's some important part that you need to keep in mind. Now in the upcoming video, what we are going to do is we are going to understand that how we can take, let's say for example, a string, convert it into a numeric data. If you're having a numeric data, how we can convert it back to string. All these kind of concepts are coming right away to you in the upcoming video.